So we are just minutes away from day VFR and being able to take off from Oshawa. So it's 6:30 in the morning. Oshawa Tower has just opened and we're on our way to Quebec City, which is a wonderful place. Absolutely wonderful place. So our first stop is going to be Arnprior. We're going to stop in Arnprior, which is only about an hour and 20 minutes depending on the winds away. Stop in there, have a little bit of a break, file our flight plan into Quebec City. We're going to be flying through and around some fairly busy airspace, Montreal, Ottawa, and then into Quebec City, which is an international airport.
And the balloon festival.
Oh, and there's a balloon festival. And it's not like Frogger with the balloons in an airplane. You gotta stay away from the balloons. So let's hop in the plane, we'll do our run up and we'll get going.
Temperature 13, dew point 1. Nav runway 30. Landing and departing runway 30. Inform ATC that you have information Alpha.
Oshawa ground, this is Foxtrot, Mike 50 uniform.
Mike 50 uniform, Oshawa ground.
Mike 50 uniform is a Cessna 172 currently on the main apron, flying east on a VFR flight plan to Arnprior, requesting taxi to the active please.
Mike 50 uniform ground, runway 30, taxi Alpha Bravo cross runway 23, contact tower 1201 holding short, and squawk 0051.
Oshawa Tower, Foxtrot, Mike 50 uniform holding short 30 on Bravo for takeoff.
Mike 50 uniform tower, right turnout, winds calm from Bravo, clear takeoff runway 30.
Mike 50 uniform, clear takeoff 30. You ready?
I guess so.
Okay. Here we go. Full power, right rudder. Airspeed's alive.
Mike 50 uniform tower, change on our frequency out of the flight.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Would you like some tea?
Oh, I would like some tea. Yes.
I was trying to, welcome you to our flight and offer you some service.
I couldn't hear you though. you were talking too low. Your in-flight voice was too low.
My voice was too low?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Quite the rolling hills down there. All right. For you?
Thank you. Okay, so we're set up in cruise. We're at 3,700 feet. I should probably drop to 3,500 feet just to be,
Inside the purple box?
inside the purple box. Well, I didn't set my altitude this time because I got tired of listening to the Dynon lady telling me that I'm leaving altitude. We're coming up on our track. We've got a bit of a tailwind, and we've got a ground speed of 120 miles an hour. So,
Being curious, does Dynon have more than one voice?
I've only heard. There's two. Yes, there's two voices. There's the startup voice, which is vaguely British. Dynon Skyview,
Okay.
and it's male, but all the other voices are female.
Okay. But you still have more choices of
No.
one? No, there's just the one.
Yep. I know I've said this endless times. My favorite part of flying, I can just sit here and look out the window. Might be worth getting an autopilot just so I could just sit here and look out the window. I mean, there's a corn maze down there.
Uh-huh.
While of course keeping a vigilant lookout for other aircraft. And if you're watching on FlightAware, you'll notice that I cross over our flight path like this because I'm looking over there. looking at something over there, and the plane goes this way and that way.
My favorite is when we both lean forward to look at something.
Look at something and the plane goes down. So I think I've finally figured out the GoPros.
Oh, good.
I did a flight yesterday. They stayed on the whole time. I'm hoping today they stay on the whole time, and it was a combination of choosing the right settings. Even though these cameras will do 5.5K at 60 frames and blah 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 blah, they overheat.
Yes.
And they don't really have enough processing power to sustain that. So I was trying to shoot 4K 24p, and they would overheat, the cards would overheat, and then they wouldn't write onto the cards, and the whole thing would jam up. So I had to find cards that would take high heat and sustained writes, and then lower down the processing that was going on in camera, and find the perfect combination. So if you're using a GoPro with GoPro Labs, I'll put up a QR code, and those are the settings on my camera that I'm using for today's flight. You can just hold your GoPro up to the video if you've got GoPro Labs, and it will copy from the QR code all of the settings. But I'm also using the 24p setting, which is actual 24p, not 2397, which is a different QR code that isn't included in the QR code. GoPro Labs is still beta software, so it's. But wait until the end of the video to find out if the cameras, if the cameras roll all the way. And I now can also, with the GoPro Labs and the QR code, hold my phone up to jam timecode between all of the cameras, and it'll jam the timecode to the audio recorder that I'm using, and I'm using Tentacle Syncs. And so within the Tentacle Sync software, it produces a QR code. You hold it up to the camera reads it, and the timecode, it grabs the timecode. But the timecode, I find, drifts after about 2.5 hours. And all of the cameras will be maybe 3 or 4 frames out of sync after 2.5 hours. So if you're on a longer flight and you stop, just re-jam the camera. Anyway, GoPro Labs.
Area traffic, this is Ultralight India Lima Uniform Victor, currently at the southern end of Pigeon Lake, westbound to Edenvale at 3,500 feet.
I know someone who lives on Pigeon Lake.
I know the Edenvale Airport very well.
There you go.
So,
Where do you think they're flying out of from there?
it's an ultralight, so he could be an amphib. One of the other things that I find fascinating flying is just looking at the way the landscape is scarred from the glaciers and the directions.
It does become really visible from here.
Yeah. You know, the direction that the ice was moving, or the direction that the ice either came forward or went back or pushed rocks.
I feel like we're following that hydro corridor.
More or less, yeah. I wonder what we just flew over that caused so much disturbance there. What got hot really quickly?
I was wondering what, I was looking,
Because it wasn't a lake or anything there, was it? Or was it just swamp?
well, there's lake everywhere.
I know, but not a big enough lake to cause that much. I mean, it's still bumpy right here. The landscape that we're flying over right now, though, did rise and is pretty undulating and hilly. We will be at in Arnprior by 5 minutes after 8.
Okay. I was trying to decide if I wanted to...
So this band here on the side,
Okay.
and so ETE final, 33 minutes from now.
Okay.
They'll be there in 33 minutes.
Okay. I was just trying to decide if I wanted to go through the hassle of pouring myself more tea.
Or wait.
Plane, or to wait. And I think with 30 minutes, I think I can wait. It will probably take me 15 minutes to figure out how to do it, and the still spill on my pants.
When you cross on Ontario North, pretty much the only straight line is the hydro corridor. The roads will twist and turn and go around stuff, but the hydro corridor is this straight line that goes dead straight.
I still remember when I was living just north of the watershed there in Ramsey. That summer they were putting in
Fiber
optic cable for the first time. So that tells you how long ago it was. But because of the terrain, they used horses to pull the cable across. That was much more efficient. So every weekend I would go down and eat apples to the horses because they were down, staying down on the highway.
Horses would be so much more efficient than, because any other, those tracked vehicles that they use, even those would get bogged down. I remember one year we were assigned to Outland. Was it Outland?
It doesn't.
And they had one of those tracked machines to get the planters and the trees into some of the blocks, and even it got stuck.
Quelques nuages 1500 pieds, quelques nuages 5000 pieds, quelques nuages 8000 pieds, température 10, 1010, altimètre 3017, approche à Arnprior CNP piste 25. Informez le contrôle des arrivants et de l'approche demandant eux au contact initial. Atterrissage et départ piste 25 et piste 22. Voie 2. Circulation Alpha et CYOO sont fermés. Informez ici que vous avez information Bravo. Oshawa renseignement Bravo.
I got the wrong frequency.
00
That is not the ATIS for Arnprior, that is the French ATIS for Ottawa. So I've never flown into Quebec before, but in Quebec, you talk to air traffic control. If you start out in French, they only talk to you in French. If you start out in English, they only talk to you in English. But on the same frequency, that controller will be speaking in English and French to airplanes around you. And so if you don't speak both languages, or if you're not quick enough in both languages, there's quite a few things that you're going to miss because you just don't know what they're saying to the other airplanes. Arnprior traffic, Cessna 172, Mike Victor Uniform, going to cross over to join the left downwind for runway 34. Arnprior. Okay, downwind checks on, everything's in. Both, locked, carb heat, extra's rich. Arnprior traffic, Mike Victor Uniform, turning final 34, full stop. Well, the windsock came around again.
That's good. Someone's taking off in a float plane.
Yep.
Not taking off, but driving
taxing?
away. Yeah, taxiing away. Still taxiing on the boat?
Yep.
On the water, sorry?
Yep. Okay, so the pattern sucked, but we're back on. Arnprior traffic, Cessna 172, Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, backtracking 10 for takeoff, Arnprior.
Approaching runways 10, 2, entered runways 10, 28 and 34.
Arnprior traffic, Mike Victor Uniform, taking off runway 10, departing to the east, Arnprior. Gonna go full throttle, we're gonna do like short field.
There you go.
And we're off.
That's a short field.
Okay, so we are right now crossing the Ottawa River, and the Ottawa River is the border between Ontario and Quebec. Okay, so we're at the northern edge of where we might expect to see balloons.
Oh.
There's a
I
balloon
see them all
festival.
there. Yeah,
There's a balloon festival. Yeah.
They're either balloons or very tall towers
Yeah, no, those are balloons.
over there.
So keep keep your eye out. We should not be anywhere near them, but
Well,
you know.
they appear to be way over there, so
Yeah.
it should be okay.
Vous arrivez d'Ottawa, bon matin, Air Canada 442 avec vous, 13 500 pieds en descente pour 8 000 pieds avec une demande pour Air Yankee 25 via Borek.
Air Canada 442 arrivé d'Ottawa, bon matin, information Delta, la piste 25 peut anticiper leur nav Yankee via la transition Borek et l'altitude 3020, descendez 6 000 pieds et je pourrais vous donner direct Oulago si vous désirez.
OK, donc 3020, on descend 6 000 pieds, on va prendre direct Oulago, Air Canada 442.
Canada 442, Roger, virez à droite direct Oulago en route.
À droite direct Oulago en route, Air Canada 442.
That lake looks like it has a really nice beach.
Bravo Papa Hotel, cross new dock
I can't see you over there.
Cleared our nav 27 approach into Glen.
Okay, cross new docks at 4,000 and cleared for the RNAV approach again, no Bravo Papa Hotel.
Oh, it does have a nice beach.
Back, echo. Would that make that Echo Beach?
Oh, it's far away in time.
Is it far away in time? My job is really boring. I'm an office clerk.
Of course you're not. But I'm trying to think of how the red says.
Wish the time away. Wishing I was back at Echo Beach someday. Okay, so that's a Canadian song from the 1980s. That was Martha and the Muffins, wasn't it? Or was it the Parachute Club? No, it was
No, I think it was Martha and the
Martha and the Muffins. Check that one out on the YouTubes. Somewhere under that fog is Montreal.
Okay. Which suggests that there's a large river over there too.
Yeah, yeah. Big river.
Appel de Charlie pour une pratique départ de moteur pour un 2-0, pratique départ de moteur 2-0.
Note. The Glen in grade 6. Pay attention in French class better. Although I don't think that's going to help at this point.
No. Did you pack snacks?
Yes, there's Cliff Bars
Where are those though?
in my flight bag. I'd have one. I did buy them. Not for us to snack on, but there's a whack of these in our survival bag. I bought them because they're just pure energy. At some point, we'll do a video and talk about what's in the survival bag. And it would change between summer and winter. So right now it's the summer survival bag in the back. As soon as the weather turns, I'll start changing stuff up for the winter survival bag.
That's the advantage of a very flat space.
Yeah.
Not going around a hill or around a swale. Slough.
A slough or a slough? Slough.
I would say slough.
0 Zulu, wind 250, at 8, visibility 30 miles, 1,200 view, 15,000 view, 26,000 scatter, temperature 14, dew point 11, altimeter 3023, approach our nav Yankee will Zulu runway 24, landing runway 24 and runway 29, departing runway 24, land and hold short operations in use. Landing distance available runway 24, 5,400 feet. Runway 29 or 3,800 feet. Advise ATC on initial contact if unable to hold short. Inform ATC that you have information X-ray.
Quebec Terminal, this is Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform.
Calling Terminal, again the call from?
Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform.
Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, Terminal Squawk Ident.
Squawk ident 6632 is what I was given.
Mike Victor Uniform, squawk code 5234 and continue inbound 3,500, you're identified.
5234, 3500 inbound.
Extrait prêt pour remettre au trafic, 12h, 2000, direction nord-est, un taux bas à 5500 pieds.
Parfait, route de la 20, puis Trois-Rivières, extrait prêt Romeo.
Mike Victor Uniform, descend 2500 at this time.
Descend 2500, Mike Victor Uniform.
Mike Jet Bravo, si j'ai manqué ça, si vous êtes sur radar ou non? Mike Victor Uniform, with your intention, contact Quebec Tower 11865.
Contact Tower 11865, Mike Victor Uniform, thank you.
Sure.
November Bravo Papa, Tour de Québec, alignez-vous, piste 29 et attendez.
Quebec Tower, this is Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform.
Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, Quebec Tower, bonjour, c'est intentions.
Inbound for landing.
Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, the runway 24, wind 2707 at 7, altimeter 3023. Cleared for a right hand downwind, descend not below 2,500 feet.
Right hand downwind for 24, not below 2,500, Mike Victor Uniform.
Mike Victor Uniform, start the left turn now to integrate the right hand downwind of runway 24.
Left hand now for the right downwind, runway 24, Mike Victor Uniform.
Camion November Kilo, allumez le mode C du transpondeur, s'il vous plaît, je ne ressens pas.
Downwind checks. Everything's on, everything's in. Both.
Camion November Kilo, quelle est votre altitude?
Extra rich.
Descend at my discretion, number 1, runway 24.
Mike Victor Uniform, change of plans, you'll be number 2 to follow a Navajo 5 miles final at 2,000 feet, advise traffic in sight.
Looking for the traffic, Mike Victor Uniform. Quebec Tower, Mike Victor Uniform, I still don't have the traffic in sight.
Mike Victor Uniform, remain in the downwind, I'll call the base.
Remain in downwind, you'll call the base, Mike Victor Uniform.
Camion November Kilo, service de surveillance terminé, autour de fréquence en route.
Traffic in sight.
Rouge 1963, contact departures airborne and good for takeoff, runway 24.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24, departure 2785, once airborne, Rouge 1963.
Quantity.
Quebec Tower, traffic in sight, Mike Victor Uniform.
Mike Victor Uniform, roger. Mike Victor Uniform, turn base.
Mike Victor Uniform, turning base. Mike 15 Uniform, turning final.
Contactez le sol 129.
Ok, bravo, sol 129, Foxtrot Oscar Whiskey, merci.
Foxtrot Québec Oscar, contactez le terminal 240.
240, Foxtrot Québec Oscar, tantôt.
Mike Victor Uniform, upon landing, hold short of runway 29, traffic DA4, U2 to depart, clear to land, runway 24.
Mike 15 Uniform, cleared to land, hold short, runway 29, Mike 15 Uniform.
Roger.
It won't open though, Jules. That's as far as it'll go, is the wind will.
Okay. Wow, everybody has a pool in this neighborhood.
Tour de Québec, bonjour, BA42, 54 Romeo Golf sur Charlie à l'écart de la 29 pour décollage.
Foxtrot Whiskey Romeo Golf, Tour de Québec, un virage à gauche pas plus haut que 2000 pieds, un trafic cessant atterri piste 2-4, il reste à l'écart de votre piste, autorisé à décoller piste 2-9.
Whiskey Romeo Golf, virage à gauche pas plus haut que 2000 pieds, autorisé à décoller piste 2-9. la tour Mike Victor Oscar, est-ce que la note de dynamitage est toujours active? Mike Victor Oscar, négatif. Victor Oscar.
Tower Picker and 3515s on the RNAV Zulu 24.
Mike Victor Uniform, exit Alpha, contact ground 121.
Exit Alpha, contact ground 121.9. Mike Victor Uniform.
Victor 3515, Quebec Tower, bonjour, wind 240 at 5, altimeter 3023, clear to land, runway 24.
Quebec ground, this is Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform on Alpha.
Foxtrot, Mike Victor Uniform, Quebec ground, hello, where are you headed?
AFS executive, please, Mike Victor Uniform.
Mike Victor Uniform, roger. Straight ahead at the Delta 1, and then from there, the ramp at your discretion, all the way around the terminal, and around the parking lot, and the AFS will be on your left.
Delta 1 to the ramp at my discretion. Thank you.
Mike Victor Uniform, ground, is everything okay?
Just taking a moment, my first time here, just making sure I'm going the right way.
Yeah, Mike Victor Uniform, no problem. If you need progressive, just let me know. I'll be glad to help you.
I found the line to D1. I think I should be fine, but I will be in touch. Thank you very much, Mike Victor Uniform.
Roger.
So we made it to Quebec City, and this is the reason you need to come
without falling?
to Quebec City. Okay, so it's absolutely incredible. It is down in the old part of the city, inside the wall. Some of these buildings here are from like the 1600s. Absolutely fantastic. So we're gonna do a bunch of our favorite things.
Eat lots of food.
Go to our next stop is probably Festivier, my favorite place. You'll see that, but you might not hear us talk because it's loud there. Now, I was a little bit afraid landing at Jean Lesage Airport, which is the Quebec City airport, because it is an airport with gates and scheduled aircraft and jets coming in and out and Air Canada coming in and out, and you're in English and French.
And it didn't help that I suddenly got drawn into something on my phone that I had to deal with for my job. So
my co-pilot let me down.
yeah.
But the controllers were fantastic. The controllers walked me through everything, and when the ground controller realized that I hadn't moved in like 30 seconds, he called me up and said, "Is there a problem? Do you need some help?" And I was just like, well, I just want to make sure I know where I'm going. And he said, look, I can give you turn by turn. If you need turn by turn, I'm here to help you. So the controllers were fantastic.
They were very kind, very thoughtful. Merci, mes amis.
So I hope you enjoyed this flight. I hope that everyone who watches this can come to Quebec City and see how amazing it is. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon. So here we are, favorite spot in Quebec City. I've got a near beer because I'm flying. Julie's got a sour.
Sour?
Best place in Quebec City.
It is one of my favorites.
One of my, yes. Cheers.